One of the more mysterious pieces of content in terms of publicly available information are these newly released commander wheels. And this one here, Vorian, is probably the only one I am ever going to do. So I thought I'd make the most out of that and do a proper video going into what you get from the wheel and the averages and a rough approximation of the cost of golding a commander through the wheel. So as we saw with Sorara, the Sorara wheel was released and then he wasn't available in any way in the game for like 3 months, and then he was released into the Corolla event, but he still wasn't in pack, so it's going on 4 months now where he's not accessible. So when these commanders do release through this wheel, if you do manage to gold them through it and max them, you will have quite a edge on your competition at that top end of the game just because of the time gatedness of it. Along the way, there are milestone bonuses, which total 20 medals for free and 60 awakening tokens. So you would need to get 310 medals from the wheel and then either get 540 tokens from the wheel or have 540 general tokens ready to use already. When you hit 310 medals from the wheel itself, it will automatically switch to this awakening wheel. Interestingly, it actually switches the moment you get the 310th medal. It isn't when you upgrade him to gold or anything like that. But there isn't much to show in game of this because the actual theory crafting video about Vorian will come later. I'm still trying to figure some things out specifically for the RTS game modes and how he works there. It's kind of awkward to test right now because there's only Lost Realm to do it in, but that will come out soon. In terms of the costs, I have everything here. So there is a total of 1,471 spins of that wheel in this data sample. This is from me and Dell in HOH getting him to gold. I got him to gold in about 33.5k, and Dell got him to a gold at about 36.5k. So there is 70,000 black diamonds in this data sample. So it is a very high budget video that is being made here, and I'm guessing you're not going to find much better than this out there. You can see the medal drop rates here. So we did actually hit 10 medals, which is the grand prize, 5 times each in the process of golding him, which was more than I expected because those grand prizes on the wheels are normally so absurdly rare. Across all of these, you'll be expecting somewhere between 4 and 4.5 medals per 10 spins. Everything else on the wheel is honestly terrible at this budget, especially and price point. This is all entirely irrelevant. I did end up having hundreds of friendship chests to use, but obviously the medals were the only relevant thing there. The thing which most people will be interested in, I assume, is the efficiency and the cost to get to certain breakpoints here. So to unlock him, it will be on average 1,200 black diamonds. To get him to green, it will be in total around 3,000 black diamonds. To blue will be around 8,000 black diamonds. To purple will be around 19,000 black diamonds, and to gold will be around 36,000 black diamonds. These numbers will be ever so slightly smaller if using the 10 spins for the slight discount. And this is obviously very luck dependent, where you can get luckier than this like I did and got a 3k below this price point, or you can be unlucky and go above it. So I would expect it to be somewhere between 30 and 40k to get into gold, with around 36 being the average. From what I've heard from others, 36 is quite an accurate number as well. I had Asterix, for example, in WXC. He was also at 36k. And compared to other options, you can see that that is actually quite efficient. So it's better than buying F5s with their normal packs with the 70% Monday coupons. 108 per medal. If we look here, that's going to be a very awkward transition because I didn't want to leak my email. So 108 is the number there. Ignore this is outdated info, but still fairly accurate. This was on a much lower sample size when this list was created. So Treasure Hunt is always better. Crazy Friday is always better. And you actually need to discount Corolla quite hard, so this is the dice event, to actually be better than the wheel. It's only really better with 50% coupons, and typically, past like just the honor token, you've got to buy into 50% coupons through self-discounting packs. So I've seen a lot of people say I'm going to wait for Corolla to get these new commanders. The wheel is annoyingly, because of how splurgy it is, probably better efficiency than Corolla actually is, which I think would surprise people. I mean, the early packs are fine. They're good to do, especially the first 2 tiers, but then there is a drop off to it. It isn't bad either, but if you are buying these later packs, undiscounted especially, that will be significantly worse than the wheel itself will actually be. And yeah, this is going to have a very niche audience, I imagine. There's very few people this is ever going to be relevant to. Maybe some people are just curious and horrified at the amounts people are still spending on this game, which is fair enough. Yeah, in terms of overall takeaways, about 36k BD to gold a commander on the wheel, and it's actually pretty efficient, with very few alternatives which will be released in the future actually being better than it.